Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'd like to thank everybody for watching all my videos and hitting the thumbs up and the like and the shares and the comments. And if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. But this little video, or maybe even a series, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but it's on a something different that I acquired. So normally, if you have been watching my channel, everything I do is about wheel horse mainly, and acquired something that was kind of different, so I want to try it and see where we go on it. Be something new to me. It's a little bit different challenge for me. So so without further ado, I'll flip you around, get you set up, and show you what we're talking about. Well, here she is, something a little bit different. Literally, this is something that I've not seen before. I've seen stuff, similar little mowers like it, but nothing like this one. And the only other one I've seen was on, I think it's the Lawn and Garden website message board. Somebody had posted a comment about this same type of little mower. It is a Ride of Magic, as you can tell by the name here on the front. Can't find anything on it, nothing on the interweb. I did find from actually acquired from the previous owner that I got this from, a couple little flyers he found, but nothing that I can find specifically about this mower. So it's been, fortunately the previous owner had the hoods sitting inside, but everything else was sitting outside. I have not done anything to it. I had it for about a week and a half or 2 weeks now. And, well, actually I've done one little thing to it. It would not roll when I got it. And I thought for sure the rear end, or the little aluminum gearbox, if you want to call it that, was locked up. But fortunately, it was not the case. All it was the chain had been sitting outside so long that it was seized. This is the one that came off it, and it's just, there's parts of it that just won't bend, like here. It just won't move. So I did buy this chain. It's the same width pitch wise, but it seems to be just a hair wider. If you can tell, I don't know if I can get the video to show you here, but it's just a hair wider. But it still has the same pitch, meaning the length of the links are the same distance apart, which is ½ inch. Now, the problem I'm having so far is when you roll it, it rolls fine, but then it'll start jumping up here at this front sprocket. And I don't know why. I think it is because this gearbox, if you want to call it, is at a slight angle. But that's something we'll just have to dive into. The seat cushion, I haven't even looked underneath to see what the cushion is like, or what the seat pan is like. So I'm kind of excited to see what that is, see how good a condition it is in. I'm not a fan of these seat covers anyway, so probably going to rip it off. I don't know if it's original to the mower or not. Kind of looks like a Cub Cadet, early original or something like that, seat cover, which, you can still get those. They're repops or reproductions or whatever. But so the first thing I'm going to do is try to figure out, if I don't power wash it first, is try to figure out the gearbox and why the chain is jumping on that front sprocket. It does not do it on the back sprocket. So that's the first order of business. I have bought, so like I said, the previous owner had the hood apart and everything. So this was all off. Actually, this comes right out. The steering, if you want to call it, steering handle, steering. It's not really a steering wheel, but come out of there. Well, it's just all gonna fall. But anyway, the engine is sitting outside. Unfortunately, it was on the mower when it was sitting outside the whole time. So the gas in it is just horrific. So I left it out there so it didn't stink up the garage so bad. But what I'm going to do first of all is like I said, either if I don't power wash it first, but get that seat off, maybe try to free up those nuts and bolts down there on that front or that main gearbox there, and see if I can turn it just a little bit to make the chain not slip. The other problem I have is the rear tire. Unfortunately, blew out when I tried to air it up. That tube just blew it out. So I got to get new tires. It'd be cool if this thing had duals on the back, which I thought would be really cool. But anyway, that's my plan. Like I said, I don't know if this will be a series or what, but I think what I'm going to do first of all is go ahead and get this seat cover off, look at the seat pan, and then get the seat pan off so I can get in there and get better access to trying to adjust this gearbox and see if the chain is a little long yet, but I think, and I'm not sure, but I think these tabs on each side are what helps me to maybe tighten the chain. I don't know. I find it kind of weird that it would be the height adjustment on the mower deck simply because it would just only raise the rear. So there would be no way of raising the front. But I think if I unlock undo these nuts and bolts and push this down, it might push down on the axle, which would in turn maybe tighten the chain a little bit. I don't know. We're gonna have to dive into it, see what we get into, and see what becomes of this little guy. It'd be a cool little butt buggy for shows. Like I said, it's little bitty, tiny. So it's real easy to move around once the chain was unstuck. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta get tires, like I mentioned, and figure out, it's already been apart, so I don't know how it all goes back together. Simply, I've got some pieces here and there that are off that I have no idea where they went. There's nothing, like I said, on the internet about it. So the only thing I've done so far, like I said, besides the chain, is I did clean a little spot right here on the mower deck, which the patina will turn out really cool. And then I did clean a spot on the front wheel. So I think those will clean up. Not sure about the back wheels. They're pretty pitted and nasty looking, but I'm gonna try to keep the original patina, what's left of it under there. If I can get all this mossy stuff off, hit it with some degreaser maybe, and see if we can get all that off. This part here, I don't know if that's supposed to be there. It's a little bitty crack, but it's right above where the nut is for the axle to attach to the frame. So, but it's just a cool little mower. We'll see what we can do with it, see if we can get it running. I don't know about the engine, if it's going to be good or not. That'll be something it's a Briggs engine, be a vertical shaft, obviously. But let me do a little bit more tinkering, see if I can get, you guys don't want to watch me take a seat cover off and all that stuff. I'll take that off, get the seat off, get a little bit of better access to the gearbox there, and see what we can come up with. All right, here's where we ended up after a lot of fighting and cursing, and yeah, I was not happy. It took me 2 hours to deal with this chain. So what ended up happening is the chain I bought that I put on there that you guys saw in the video in the early stages was too wide. So what happened was it kept jumping up here on the front. I guess I would call it the transmission, no, gear drive, the drive part, because this is a 90-degree drive. So there's a pulley underneath here that the belt right here attaches to the engine, and that drives the pulley underneath here, which in turn drives the 90-degree gear that drives the rear end. So this is a limited slip differential. So if I spin this, the opposite side spins backwards. So it was allowing too much play to get the chain to rotate. So when I did that, the chain would slide and then skip a tooth. So what I did was spent 2 hours, literally 2 hours plus, heating up this chain, putting the Kroil oil, K-R-O-I-L, that's how I say it. Everybody says it differently. But I spent 2 hours plus trying to get this chain freed up. I got it freed up But the only part that screwed up when I removed this chain was the master link, and then another link that had a pin with a Carter key in it. So that pin, that pin broke on the back side, which had like a flat washer welded to it. And then you put the Carter key or whatever it is on this side. Yes, I know this is not probably going to work very long. But until I figure out a pin or whatever to work, this link, these two links right here, so the master link is right here. And then there's another link here. I don't know why this had a pin with a Carter key in it, but the master link is here. So until I figure out a solution for the pin, I used a coat hanger. So, you know, it's either going to work or it won't. That's my motto. It's better than it was because, you know, this turns now, which obviously turns the transmission, or rear end, I guess you might call it. And then when I adjusted the gear, or I guess it's his forward and reverse, it will spin the pulley underneath, which is down in here. You can't really see it. So my main goal tonight was to get this operational so that I could proceed, because if this gear drive system right here was not going to work, then I was going to go a different route, simply because I was not going to fight that. And I knew the rear end worked because obviously, like I said, one side spins backwards when you spin the other side forwards, and, you know, vice versa. So, and then I loosened all these up on the back, dropped the axle down. All this worked so it would tighten the chain up or loosen it up. So everything at this point is working gear drive wise. So that was my main concern. Otherwise, like I said, it would have to result into maybe I don't know, like a go-kart rear end transmission type setup where you have the clutch system on the engine. But then again, I would have to find a 90-degree drive to figure out how to drive the mower. So at this point, I know this system works. Like I said, this part here, I'm still not, well, there, it's in drive, so you can hear the pulley driving underneath. So when you pull it back, see, it's not engaging, so you have to drive, it has to like click a little bit, and then it would go into drive. But anyway, so as long as all this works, I'm real happy about that, because like I said, the engine, it's a vertical shaft Briggs, so there's a ton of those out there. I've got a guy, actually the guy that had this originally has a motor engine, not a motor, because a motor is electric, engine is gas. So it has an engine that can be used in this mower. So at this point, my next step is to put the rear tires and wheels back on and push it out. It won't be tomorrow, but next couple days, and get the power washer out, put some degreaser on it, try to get all this green slime off of it, and hopefully I can get the patina back. And once I get to that point, I will start putting the engine back on, trying to figure out what pieces go where. That front foot peg right there has to be tightened up. Obviously the bolts aren't on the inside there. I don't know why that was taken off, but then I'll get going on the hood. The hood's missing some of the body clips, what I call body clips, so it just slides on the metal and then you put a screw through it. So once I get all that done, then I can start concentrating on getting the engine back on and see if we can get this thing running. And once we get it running, then we'll actually start detailing it a little bit more. Maybe the steel wool, the boiled linseed oil, all that good jazz. So I might pick you up after I get it power washed. All right, got it back together, at least temporarily. It's not screwed, or at least the hood and everything's not screwed back together, but I just couldn't resist putting it all back together and getting a shot of it. I do have the engine mounted on it, but like I said earlier, that gas is horrific. I mean, bad. And unfortunately, that daggone seat cover, and this is why I hate those things, it just destroyed this seat. I mean, it's just bad. So I don't know if I can buff that out or sand it out, or I don't know. I mean, may even have to grind it out just to get it to look good, and then maybe just paint the seat. I don't know. But I hate that simply because the patina on this tractor, I think after I get all this, like I said, this mossy stuff off, I think it's going to pop really good. So, but it's back together temporarily, and the gearbox works, the rear end works, everything is come together. So this is where I'm going to end this video. Next series, or next episode, I guess you might say, I'll power wash it, get all that green stuff off, maybe try to get the engine mounted and figure out what the drive system is on it, how it functions. At this point, I think you have to push the pedal down all the time to get it to move, which kind of sucks because that will get tiring after a while. But anyway, the engine is free. I just pulled on the recoil, so it is free. So we'll have to figure that out, see if I can get it running. If not, like I said, previously we got another engine we can buy, but it's just a cool little machine. And I mean, look at my big tractor in the background and my other 314-8. This thing, I'm 6 foot, and my knees would probably almost touch the little chrome steering part, whatever you call it, but it's just a tiny little thing. So, but anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, comment. If you have one, please let me know, because this is only the second one that I've seen. Matt, that writes for the Lawn and Garden magazine, I've reached out to him. He said he's seen a couple, but never in person. So this will be a fun little project. Hopefully we can get it going and get it moving. I don't know that I'll hook up the mower deck. I would like to mow with it, but I just don't know that it will get to that point. So anyway, thanks again. Appreciate you guys coming back and watching, and we'll talk to you later.